Alright, in our final video of the day, what I have accumulated game, movies, anything for the month. Well, I can tell you, I really didn't get much in game wise. I thought maybe they'll have some good deals. I didn't see no PS5 good deals. The PS4 was decent, but I mean, still nothing worth gobbling up. I was pretty disappointed, especially Game Flies deals. One game was pretty looking good, but there was nothing for me to add with it. So I held back and was like, well, next time maybe. Because, I mean, the deals were kind of not deals. It was probably the same price we've seen. And in fact, Amazon had some of those games at a better price. So we're going to hold off on that. So like I said, game wise, we just held off. There was maybe one or two where I'll show off, but it was all about the movies. So let's go ahead and knock out what we got. Alright. The one thing I didn't show last time, I can show off this time. I waited a decade plus for this movie to come out. The Kindred classic 80s. This movie is one of the movies I saw as a kid that was on a recorded on one of those little Betamax VHS wannabe types, right? And it was always on my mind. I always searched for it, and I finally found out what the name was for it. So I'm down to one movie that's in my mind of a memory, and I can't remember what the title was. But this is one of the movies that I've always been looking for. And this thing went through like DVD phase, Blu-ray phase, and I always thought it was going to come out 4K maybe, but they decided to make it a Blu-ray. This is the limited edition Steelbook. Oh man, this is the original artwork poster for it. It's a crazy movie. I love it. Okay. I can't even begin. Okay. And the reason why I waited over a decade is because when it first got announced it was going to come out, it got hit with legal issues. So they couldn't put it out until they dealt with the legal issues. Sometimes that happens with companies that buy off properties and they're like, well, we got the movie, but we want to go ahead and start converting it into better quality. But lawsuit after lawsuit, I mean, it just got into what they call development hell because it was tied up. And finally, we thought we were going to get it like maybe like 6 years ago. And once again, right as it's about to get some big news of a drop date, bam, another loss. Well, I ain't gonna say lawsuit, but another legal issue to battle. So it got held off again. 4 years after that, we got hit in some news. Oh, finally, finally. And then it went ghost. We never heard anything because once again, legal issues. Sometimes these movies hit legal issues and the person who owned the rights or whatever do not want to put it out, or I mean, it's always something, right? Especially with these one movies we always be waiting for all the time. I think Fright Night, the second movie, the original, is having these type of issues as well. I don't know, but there's movies out there that can't come out, or is being prolonged, or somebody wants more money, or the director don't want it to come out. So this is one of the two movies I've always waited for. The other one is Peter Jackson's what you call it, Dead Alive, or they may call it Brain Dead. This came out in limited quantities for Blu-ray because I used to have the DVD version. I don't know what happened to it, but it never got a second run. And Peter Jackson was like, "Well, we're gonna go ahead and do this, do that," and never happened. So he was like, "Oh, after I'm done with the Lord of the Rings, I'll do it." Never happened. Okay, after Tintin, never happened. Oh, King Kong, never happened. Hobbits, never happened. And so he finally he was getting, I got a studio. We're gonna go ahead and put it out a new print of it, with the other two. Was it Meet the Kimbles, whatever. And another one, he got three classic horror movies. He's done before that are cult classics, to us. And it just got prolonged, and he kept making excuses after excuses. Oh, after this, after that. Put the damn movies out. So this time he said, "Hey, I'm doing a Beatles reissue." And after the Beatles, Then I'm gonna put it out in 4K. That's the newest one he put out. But like I said, a couple years, like maybe 2 years ago, 2, 3 years, he was like, "Oh, this time I'm serious. I'm gonna do this. It's gonna be a fantastic quality. I might give great approval." So now he's saying maybe in 2023, 22, I don't know. But after the Beatles, he said he's going to really focus on this. But I've heard this Joker lie so many times. This came out beforehand. And nobody thought this was going to drop from, we never thought it was going to drop. But finally it did. I finally got the limited copy. Oh my God. And yes, they jacked the price up on it because of that. I don't know, maybe they come out later on in life with more copies, but it was pretty. I spent $50 on this, okay? But I mean, I waited so long. I limited. I did not want it to run out of copies or whatever the case may be. But I fear, shortly within the new year coming up, they're gonna say, "Hey, we got the 4K version." Yeah, American Werewolf in London, RoboCop. Movies we bought, triple dip, whatever, and now they're getting 4K versions, and it's like, wow, the Howling. Some of this I'm okay with, Dog Soldiers, but I mean, yikes, something that's just recently you bought that's in maybe a year less or maybe 2 years, bam. Here's the 4K version, and you just like, yikes. Well, here's something I like to talk about as well. The Hills Have Eyes. I probably showed this one out, but it was just sitting there, and I might as well show it off again. With Arrow, you don't know if it's the limited edition, so you know the biggest edition that comes with the booklet. It may be just a standard version, or it might be the one they put out without the the booklet and stuff, or there may be a even more limited edition. I mean, it gets complicated. I'll give you an example. Dune, the original Dune Arrow put out. They had two different like super limited steelbook versions or whatever, with a different design, sold out. And then they have a limited edition with the book in itself. Then they got a standard edition, and I mean, it don't need. It just need new 2 copies. That's it. It's so frustrating because I wanted the other one, and it never went down in price. It sold out. I mean, I want the 3 disc version. I don't want just the here's just the bare bone version. You don't get the book. You don't get or like this is just the yada yada. But that's not the big version we want. Sometimes that kills me. But for the Hills of Eyes, I scooped this one up. Dune, I don't know. I may just keep checking over and over within time and see maybe somebody might sell it at a good price. Who knows? I don't know. All right, and I probably showed this one too. This was Evolution. Finally got put out on Blu-ray. Finally, this deserved to be on 4K, but I mean, some of these movies that just finally get put out on Blu-ray, I'm scoop up because you don't know it's gonna sell out, and then you back to waiting again. Dead Alive. Speaking of Arrow, I scooped this up when they put it out. I couldn't believe they put it out. But I love the cover. I love that they put some goodies in here. And it's My Stepmother is an Alien. Oh yeah, I had to get this. I had to scoop that up. And 88 films. I think this is the second one they put out in the U.S. They announced another one they're going to put out, I think, like February, March, or whatever. But we still got the third one they're putting out, that they had pushed back into the new year. But this time I got the second one. This is Disciples of Shaolin. Oh, they be killing the covers now, but finally they're starting to release these things in the U.S. And then they put in the U.S. I'm gonna gobble up. I love my kung fu movies, so I'm hoping they bring the Jackie Chan stuff they put out. Over here, the Van Damme movies. They put out. I hope they put that over here. I mean, I hope they have some type of rights to put out in the U.S. And we're not just looking at all these good Jackie Chan movies we don't get right. But anywho's, they also got slasher movies and overseas foreign type, like the Italian type horrors. Hopefully they bring all their goody stuff over here since they have, a U.S. division finally. But who knows what they can put out. But anything they put out here that's just anything that piques my interest, I will take. Yes, it's a little expensive, but for all the goodies that's in there, that's fine by me. We have the Wolf and Wall Street. I didn't get the Steelbook, but I got the other one because I like the cover better. This movie's crazy. Okay, it is crazy. Got Beavis and Butthead Do America, a classic. You had to grab this up. Finally put this out on Blu-ray. I said a lot of movies they finally put on Blu-ray. Just like this one here. Nothing But Trouble. I can't tell you this was another movie I waited so long, and finally they put it out. Yes, it's not a collector's edition. There's no slip cover. No, man, it's a shot select. Why there's no slip cover for this? But one thing I can give a plus for, it has an interview with Dan Aykroyd. Dan is always good in doing, extras for his movies, and anything he's in. I give big kudos. Because there's a lot of actors who be like, okay, yeah, I'll do it for this movie. And never do it. Goldie Hawn. Oh, yeah, I'll do an interview, for that. I love that movie. And they don't do it. Or they be like, oh, I want this much money for it. They be like, man, do you know how much we already put into this stuff with the goodies? It sucks not to get interviews, But here's also a goodie. I didn't think he would do a new interview. Chevy Chase. Chevy Chase did one. This is a great movie. I love it. Finally, it's out. I can add this up with the Burbs. Oh, that's also a great movie. Then we got the MVD Rewind Collection Final Justice. And because I've been collecting the MVDs, I had to get this, I really didn't care too much about Final Justice. It probably would have been a movie I would grab. But, it's an MVD, so I got to keep the numbers, because it kills me when I don't have something and it just looks crazy, But I do like how they do sometimes their covers, just like the old classic rentals, where the front cover's faded and it's cut out wrong. So scoop that up. And then we're at the Vinegar Syndrome stuff. Finally came in. I went ahead and got Still and Lace. Ebola Syndrome, which they put out in 4K. Hopefully it's better than that other one that they had, and I scooped up and it was so cheesy and bad. I was like, oh man, that wasn't worth the money. TC 2000, oh man, they definitely putting out the movies that I remember back in the day, the ones that nobody really talks too much about, compared to the other action heroes. You got Bolo in it. Got my boy Billy Blanks. Billy Blanks did some movies back in the days, and finally they put some of that stuff out. I love the cover work too. Another Bolo movie. Got Tiger Claws. Had to scoop that up. And something I thought that would have been 4K, but it's not 4K. But New York Ninja. I love the cover art. I have to say, they do some of the best covers. Not covers, but the best slip covers. And play, containers for the other stuff. They do the best to me, Vinegar Syndrome always goes all out. Yes, they are expensive. But a lot of movies is fine by me. The Beastmaster is still one of the big kudos I give, Here's the replacement. I had to send the other one back because it froze midway in the movie and it was all scratched up. And it was supposed to be new. Why was it scratched up? The Suicide Squad. I had to re-get this one. So this is a brand new one. I think the cover's a little bit better, so that's fine by me. I send the other one back. We have Creature from Vinegar. And then we got Trauma. Now there was another one I wanted to get, but I held off because, I'm spending way too much on certain things. So I was going to bundle that up. They have partner labels as well. And it has some interesting stuff, but I held off, I know January they're going to have some more drops now. So I had to do a little back order. So that's movie-wise. Game-wise, I think I might have shown this one, but Kingdom Hearts, Melody of Memory. This is the more the rhythm musical type game, but finally it got down on price. I think I got it for $16 or $18. Usually they wanted it at 30 or something, so I'm like, wow. Adventures, $9.99, $10 on Amazon. So I went ahead, finally scooped this up. Yes, it's not the PS4 collector's edition I really wanted, but I could never find a good price, for it. So I just said, bump it. I'll get the PS5 at $10. It's not worth, the hassle of something that's a terrible game anyway. $10. I mean, hey. And then finally, we got the other game here, Beyond a Still Sky. This is the second of the Still Skies, and I look forward to this here. I went ahead and got just the Steelbook edition. They do have a collector's edition that comes with a lamp, but those type of lamps are like $29.99, and they boosted the price up to like 100 and almost like 150 or something. It's pretty expensive just for that light alone. It's not worth it, and I'm not gonna wait X amount of days just to get it. So I went ahead and got the Steelbook at regular price. That's fine by me. I'm not gonna get the. I mean, it's some of these collector's editions ain't worth what they put into it as goodies, and you just wonder why the price is so jacked up on. It's not worth it. And the final thing I'm going to show off, Barnes and Nobles has their own collectors or limited edition versions of these books here, and I'm a huge Persona fan. Okay, so when I found they put out these books, but they also have limited editions, like their cover is different. That's fine by me. I went and scooped it up. It's like $13.95 or $13.99, whatever. And yes, you could pre-order it right now and just got the first book. The second and third one comes out next year. The third one in May. But I got those two pre-ordered, and that's fine. That's fine. Persona 5, Memento's Mission. I love the covers, and oh man, I'm just huge, Persona fan. Had to scoop it up. Sorry for that glare, but I mean, I look forward to getting the other two books. And I'm not, like I said, I don't have too much manga or what. What I do have, I'm happy to have. I remember when a subscription service used to give out manga, and somehow it just didn't fall right with them. I think Loot Crate has their anime box, but I don't know if they put out manga like that in those. But who just wants, first magazine and then they just go off to other things? You're like, well, I would like the second and third book. Ah, man. I look forward to reading that too whenever I get the chance. But hopefully you enjoyed this video. Yes, it's kind of long, but I had a bunch of goodies I can finally put up. So please leave some likes, some comments, hit that bell. Please subscribe. I need them. And always enjoy.